Hello, guys and dolls. How are you? I hope you're well. All right. So, I'm going to give you a scenario. It's a true story. And I'm going to tell you from a woman's perspective how I think this woman feels. Did I ever meet her? No. But can I relate? Yes. And this is a common thing, not with all men, okay? Not with all men, but with a lot of men, okay? They worship the V. And that's their main focus in their relationship. They need to get some, and they need to get some, and they need to get some more. And I'm going to tell you why that's a problem. Okay. And ladies, stop giving men the benefits of being married when y'all not married. Okay. You've been with him for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 7 years, whatever the case is. And he's bumping and grinding with you, his most important thing ever, all those years, and you ain't seen a ring the first. Okay. Now, what is the time frame that you should give him, you know, for us to have a real relation, a real relationship, as in we're going to have a future, we're going to build a future engagement, possible marriage, whatever. Some people say a year. Okay. I have heard, coming from a man, a couple of men actually, that they know within a couple of months if they want a future with you. Not to say that you'll be engaged after a couple months, but he knows in the back of his mind, she's got everything I'm looking, she checks all the boxes, okay? So in this particular story, she's highly successful, he's highly successful, and they were together for 6 years. And that's a long time to be in a relationship with someone with no real commitment. That's a long time. Okay. Like I said, I've heard a couple of men say we know relatively quickly if we want to have you in our life for the future. Now, if you've established that we are just going to be in this and whatever happens, happens, and we're not necessarily going for a future, well, that's cool because you both agree to it. But if you're giving a chunk of your life to these men, I wouldn't give them more than a year. If he's still on the fence about you, I wouldn't give 5 years, 2 years, three and up. I wouldn't do that. It doesn't take men that long to figure out if they want you or not. It doesn't take them that long. It does not. It does not. So 6 years is a lot. And because men emphasize so hard on the physical, your relationship is kind of doomed anyway, because as I said before, the physical is just, it's just physical. You could get that from anybody could give you physical. That don't mean, ding-a-lings are a dime a dozen. Okay, they're a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. Okay, so it's not like that's a rare thing. Sorry, I'm off camera. It's not like they're rare. They're everywhere. So they're common. So that it doesn't really make sense to for a man to emphasize on the physical. And one of the things that this person complained about, she got a promotion at work, she was home even less, and then on top of that, he wasn't getting his most prized thing, which is getting it on, as often, because she was too busy and she was tired. And I think from a woman's perspective, like I said, I don't know her, I'm surmising because this is a common thing and men don't get it. She don't gave him too many years anyway. 6 years? No, baby, I'm not giving you 6 years. You better figure it out. Number one. Um, so So far as the physical, I mean, there's so much emphasis on physical, and see, you could get men could get that from anywhere too. So that's not something you should be starving for. I mean, there's plenty of women out here. Do as many of them as you can. Get yourself emptied as often as you can. And then when you get older, hopefully you'll get more mature and you will realize that there's more to life than that. There's more to life than that. There is. I've seen a lady who's terminally ill. She lives alone and her days are numbered. I don't remember what she has. It might be cancer, I think. Anyway, she's dying. I can assure you that the last thing on her mind is getting laid. Do you see how some things outweigh others? Dying of cancer is a lot more important to worry about than getting laid. Okay? A lot more important than getting laid, contrary to popular belief. Um, and so far as this other lady, the one that gave him 6 years, her friends and family are going to be talking to her. Y'all ain't engaged yet? Haven't y'all been together for 6 years? They're going to be talking in her ear, or her best friend, somebody is going to be talking in her ear, and that's going to get her wheels turning. That's going to get her psychological wheels turning, and she's going to be like, you know what? I have given him a lot of years, a big chunk of my life, and he ain't mentioned a ring not once. So when a woman is not satisfied psychologically, mentally, emotionally, she's not happy, the last thing she wants to do is sleep with you, have sex with you. For what? For what? For what? Men don't get that. They just don't get it because they're so starved for it. And you know what? That's really got to stop, because there's, like, your parents are going to get sick, and your sister might have a car accident, now she's paralyzed, or one of your parents is, or one of your family members is on the what do you call it, the ventilator, and somebody has to decide, should we continue this or should we just turn off the machine? I mean, what do we do? So there's so many things that are way up here. Sex is way down here. Really, it really is. Okay? Choosing who's going to be the medical power of attorney in a family when someone's on a ventilator and cannot live on their own and breathe on their own, that's a lot higher than screwing. Okay? So with some women, they're going to get tired of being intimate with you because they're going to realize eventually that even if they love you, your priorities are in the wrong damn place. Your priorities are in her underwear. Okay? And she's going to get tired of that. I mean, in the beginning, obviously, you can't keep your hands off of each other, obviously. But through time, that's going to taper down, and that's normal to taper down. And women with substance, not hoes, because hoes don't care. You can beg the hell out of them forever and ever and ever, and they don't care. They don't want a commitment. They just want your body. Okay. But for women who have a lot more going on than that, she wants more from you. She wants more stability from you. And the stability doesn't come from a boner. It doesn't. But I suspect that this particular person, the guy, is, a lot of guys do this who cannot emotionally connect. He emphasizes on the physical because that's all he can really offer you. We're going to keep it raw today. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it raw. Okay? He can't offer you anything else because he's dead emotionally, or he's got psychological trauma from the past, anger, resentment, bitterness towards his mother or his father or both his parents or whatever the case is, or he was given up for adoption or whatever, there's childhood trauma slash baggage that has to be resolved in therapy. If you never go to therapy, your relationships are doomed to fail because you're carrying all your luggage into every relationship. You pack everything up and you go to the next relationship with your baggage. Next relationship, next one, next one, next one. And all you're doing is adding more luggage to the suitcase, but you're never resolving the core issue. We have to lose the shame and the embarrassment about therapy. Let's just nix that right now. Let's nix it. How do you think you're going to get better? How do you think you're going to get better? Okay. The emphasis on the sex has got to stop. It's got to slow the fuck down, because it's going to slow down anyway. Because if you were to do that for the rest of your life, just bang 4 or 5 times a day, you'd eventually give yourself a goddamn heart attack. Okay. Or you'd be so exhausted you can't even walk. There has to be more important things than that. You have to find something that has more substance in life than physical. And some people, a lot of people, will hide their emotional wounds, their psychological scars. They will hide it by emphasizing on sex, 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 sex. That's going to fix everything. At least it makes me feel good. It sounds like an addiction to me, if that's all you care about, and that is such a big deal in your life. That's not substance. That's not substance. Anybody could do your woman any day of the week. Some might be better than you are at it, truth be told. But even if you're not fantastic in bed, she may have a stronger connection with you here. So it's not the gymnastics in the bed that are going to keep her. It is your connection here. Not in the boobs, not in the vagina, not here, not grabbing the ass and, we're going to just flip upside down and swing from the ceiling, and we're going to screw upside down, and we're going to zip line and have sex at the same time. Y'all could do all that dumb shit, but you don't have a solid foundation. You just have physical. So even with a guy, let's pretend the guy is not that great in bed. He's does the best he can, but his woman may have had better lovers in the past, but you know what? She may not ever leave you, even though this dude over here might have been better. That dude over there might have been better. She may not ever leave you. You know why? Because your hearts are connected. Your mind, not just your body, but your minds are connected. You are connected on every level there is. For women, it's not just the screwing that keeps the relationship going. It's this. She has to feel safe with you emotionally, physically. Y'all have to have good connection, communication. She needs to know that you will fight a dragon for her. You might die in the process, but by God, you're going to die protecting your woman. That's a big deal. Boners are a dime a dozen. She can get those anywhere from anyone at any time. She don't have a connection with them like she has with you. So she's going to stay with you, even though this one does more circus tricks in the bed. She has a better, stronger connection with you on every level there is. So that's what keeps women interested. So it's almost like a cruel, I don't want to say joke of nature, where men are so starved for sex, or they act like they're so starved for sex, and women usually need a lot more than that. So it's almost like you're doomed from the start, unless a woman finds a guy who has reached a maturity level. He's already done all his banging and booming and jumping and humping, and he done did all of that mess, okay? 1-night stands, 3-night stands, threesomes, foursomes, whatever. He done did all his wildness. And then when he calms down, he realizes that, my life is still empty, regardless of me banging everybody. My life is still empty. I want substance. Some men reach that point, and that should be the goal for men to reach that point instead of, I wasn't getting laid enough. Really? You're going to die a lonely man if that's all you care about. If that's the most important thing in the world to you, you're going to die lonely. Or your woman's going to step out on you, or she's going to eventually dump you, because we need more than that. Women of substance need more than that. So I don't know what to tell you. And like I said, you have these psychological traumas that are not addressed. And so you cover them up, these psychological wounds, you cover them up with a bandage. And sex is the bandage. Okay? The problem is, when you're done, the trauma is still there. You banged this one, that one, this one, that one. You banged everybody in your city. The traumas are still there. They ain't going nowhere. All that excess obsession with sex, that's not going to resolve what's really going on with you. You putting a bandage on a dirty, open wound. Did I go there? Yes, I did. You're not cleaning out the wound. You're not taking an antibiotic. You're not putting an antiseptic inside the wound. You're not getting stitches for it and then a bandage. You're just taking a dirty, oozing, nasty looking wound and you're throwing a bandage on it and hoping for the best. Sex is the bandage. That ain't going to resolve nothing. Okay? The couple that I know, Jenny, and their name is Appleford. Jenny and Kyle Appleford, her YouTube channel is called Jenny Apple. She's dying. I promise you, that's the last thing on his mind. That's the last thing on his mind. Take your butt to therapy and stop screwing everybody and stop being obsessed with that, because your woman, if she's smart, classy, and has a lot going on, she wants more out of life than just you interested in what's between her legs. She needs you to connect here. If you are incapable, you need to find out why. Or you're going to die a lonely man, and that's going to make you more bitter and more angry and more resentful. And I'm dying by my damn self, and right, because you couldn't stop thinking about your pecker. You wanted to bury the bone. That doesn't resolve shit. It don't resolve nothing. I'm just telling you. So the obsession really has to stop. It's a turnoff to me, to be quite honest with you. I think it's a serious turnoff, because I know for a fact that I want a hell of a lot more out of life than that, because I could get that from anybody, anytime. Okay? Anybody at any time. Women are always wanted. Women are always desired by men and women both. Okay? Men are desired by men and women both. Somebody always wants to be up inside the tunnel. They got tunnel vision. I've said this numerous times. Somebody got tunnel vision. They want up in the damn tunnel. But we know we got to make you pump your brakes, and you need to come to the table with more substance than that. Those are a dime a dozen. Those are a dime a dozen. There's a lady that I heard about. I talked to her husband. She was dying of cancer, and dying, right? So you lose your hair and you're puking and you're going through chemo and you're going through radiation, and it's a hideous way to go. Cancer is hideous. It's relentless, okay? Doesn't give a rat's ass about your color, socioeconomic background, your ethnicity. It doesn't give a rat's ass about this. It's relentless. She went through pure hell before she died with this cancer. They were married for 20 years. The only thing that he was concerned about was when she got sick, he couldn't get laid that much. They were married for 20 years, and, you know, he didn't talk about any 20 years worth of memories. We got to travel everywhere. We got to do this. All he cared about was his dick could not get pleasure because she was sick. He's the type of person, while she's kneeling at the toilet puking, he's trying to stick it in from behind. He's one of those. You sick bastard. He's a sick bastard. Become a gigolo if that's all you care about, and get paid for it. At least you're getting something out of it instead of an STD. Do it for a living if that's all you care about, because that's all you care about anyway, right? When you get that out of your damn system and you become a mature adult and you realize that there's more to life than penis and vagina, when you realize there's more to life than that, you will finally come to your senses. But you're going to be lonely, and you're guaranteed to be lonely, or with someone who takes advantage of you, or whatever the case may be. You're going to be in an unhappy relationship because your mind is in the wrong damn place. Okay? Whatever's wrong with you, whatever traumas you're trying to hide through sex, you're trying to cover it up with sex. Okay? Those problems are still there. Those problems are still there. People like to drink, drug, and screw. And those are supposed to resolve their issues. And I'm here to tell you that doesn't work. Because after you finish screwing your brains out for the 1 millionth time for the week, until you run out of Viagra, because once y'all get older, it don't work the same anymore. So that's the punishment you get for focusing on the wrong thing. I really think that's karma. You got to come to your senses and realize that there's, like I said, Jenny Apple, her husband don't give a shit about. He could lose her any minute now. He could lose her any day. She's peacefully at home in the comfort of her home with her family so that she can be peaceful when she goes. He ain't thinking about sex, okay? He's thinking about the love of my life, my best friend, my wife, the mother of my 2 children, okay? The daughter to my father and mother-in-law. We are all losing this beautiful woman. We're losing her. He's thinking about raising his children by himself until he finds somebody else. And she's given him permission. Don't y'all get mad at Kyle if he finds somebody else and he falls in love and gets married again. There's nothing wrong with that. Which I think is important for her to say, because people feel guilty. Some feel guilty if their partner died and here they are in love with someone else. They almost feel guilty for feeling happy again, you know. And she's like giving him permission. You deserve to be happy. It's okay if he falls in love again. Don't y'all get mad at him. It's very down to earth. Their channel is very down to earth and very raw and very real. Very, very real. He ain't thinking about jumping between her legs, okay? He's thinking about losing the best thing that's ever happened to him. How am I going to deal with losing part of my heart? Y'all got to grow up. You got to grow up. You got to stop covering up your demons with sex, because that doesn't work. That obsession is abnormal. It's not. You got to grow up. You just got to grow up. And like I said, for people who are emotionally unavailable, they're going to offer that as often as possible, because they don't have a heart. They don't have emotions in their heart to give you. They don't have anything else to give. Some people offer their money because that's all they have. You know what I mean? You offer what you can give that doesn't sacrifice your emotions. Ooh. Yeah, how about that? You know what I'm saying? What is that? Okay. Ladybugs are getting in, and it's getting on my goddamn nerves. So think about that. Stop obsessing about the wrong thing. You're cheapening your life when you do that. You're cheapening your life, and you're robbing yourself blind of beautiful things that do not involve taking your clothes off. It's just silly and juvenile. I'm not saying if you have a high sex drive and you and your partner, you and your wife, y'all just can't keep your hands off each other. That's a beautiful thing. If you love each other, otherwise, your relationship is based on sex. And then when it falls apart, what did you expect was going to happen? Physical is just that. It's just physical. There's more to life than that. If you were abandoned, shipwrecked, and you found an island to go to, you wouldn't be worried about getting laid. You'd be worried about, how am I going to eat? I can't drink the water. The water is salty. What the hell am I going to do? I'm going to have to explore this island and find out what's here that I could survive off of. And I need to take rocks or sticks or something and make a sign in the sand that says help in huge letters. So when a plane goes across or helicopter goes across, it can see that I'm in jeopardy. I'm in danger. You ain't going to be worried about getting late. See what I mean? There's things that are bigger than that. Way bigger. Sex ain't going to give you the food you need. Okay? It's not appropriate for every situation. You're cheapening your life and you're pissing women off. I'm just going to tell you, you're pissing them off. The classy ones. The hoes don't mind. They love it. Because they use that for validation. Oh, he finds me cute. Yeah, but you're not the only one. There ain't nothing special about that. So anyway, think about it. And if you've got traumas, get to the bottom of them through therapy, not through sex. Because that doesn't work in the long term. Okay? All right. Y'all take care. Much love. Bye-bye.